Hello everyone, and welcome back to part 59 of Build HMS Victory. Okay, so in today's video we're working on Victory's gun port lids, and I've kind of been struggling making the videos lately. Is because pretty much you make something and then I'm waiting like 10 minutes for the glue to dry, and then I'm painting something and then I'm waiting 10 minutes for the paint to dry. So what I've done for today's video is I've kind of like I've already pre-made some steps, so I kind of like when I've done one step I can kind of go on to the part that I've already painted and kind of make the videos flow a little bit quicker for yourselves, and also a little bit easier for me to make them and edit them as well. Okay, to make the gun port lids, is in the instructions it tells you to use, they send you a single block of 10mm by 2mm, and we've got to cut them all around about 10mm lengths, but I've actually made them out of 3 pieces of just slightly over 3mm, so we've got like the lines of grain in all these as well, so actually it just looks a little bit more realistic. So I'm just going to bring my block across, and I've already set it up with a 10mm stop, so I'm pretty much just going to cut 1 or 2 of these lids off. I'll just cut a couple off today just for the purpose of this video. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of end grain on each side, so we'll just make sure that we give them a nice smooth over for the painting section. Okay, so that's the first little 10mm gun port cut. Okay, so with the kit we get these little hinges supplied, and these just come on a photo etch part, and I removed 3 already. So pretty much they want you just to just cut them off the little sprue, and you just put them on the gun port lid, and you kind of they actually just kind of cut it off just slightly past the 3rd hole. But like I say, as I do most times, obviously I'll change that slightly different. So what I've done is just, instead of cutting it off in the 3rd hole, I've actually cut it on the 4th hole, and then just slightly bent it just after the 3rd hole, and that just gives us a little bit more meat to this hinge. So when we actually fit it to the part, gives us a little bit of something that we can actually glue to the hull, and I just think it looks a little bit more realistic. Okay, so I've just met these hinges. I was bringing across my vise, and just put them in the vise just slightly, just past the 3rd hole, right about a mil past the 3rd hole. Then I clamp it really tight, and just taking a little tack hammer, just bending it on that section. If you actually try and bend it by hand, all it'll do is just bend it where we have these pre-drilled holes. So once you've got the little hinge, and then you can just cut it to size. That just made us a nice little hinge. Okay, just taking one of the hinges, I'm just going to get a nice little super glue bath. So I'm just running this super glue, and I'm just taking this part, I'm just going to kind of drop it on, and before it's fully set, just move it around. And then just do the same on the other side. Nice little super glue bath. Take a little bit of the excess off. You can spend a lot of time measuring each distance, but I kind of think, I think they look okay to eye. Okay, so now we just need to drill a little hole in the first eye of this hinge, and that's to represent obviously the rope that used to draw the gun port lids backwards. So I'm just going to put it onto a block just because I find it a little bit easy to hold. When it's right on the clip, I can't hold it quite so much. If you slightly raise it off the canvas, then you can hold it. So now I'm just taking a little pin drill, about 1mm drill in it. I'm just going to drill a little 1mm hole right at the end. And then after you've drilled them holes, just give them a sand on the bottom. Okay, so I'm just bringing this part across that I made earlier. All I've done, I've just inserted it into a cocktail stick just so I can hold it. So if you're going to paint this, pretty much the top of the lid is black, is a matte black. Then all the inside of the lid is a red ochre. So I'm just going to paint that now. So I'm just taking my Admiralty paints. This is a dull black. Just get a little shake up. I do actually spend a lot of my time actually painting out the top of the lid, which is it's okay to do, but you can quite easily knock them over. Sometimes I can't bother to mess up the artist palette. Okay, because these are photo etch parts, they won't actually work in the brass black that I've got for the other sections. So it's a case of just going to have to paint it. You could, if you really want to, you could go over a primer coat first, but I found that it pretty much just works by going over with two coats of the black. If you want to make sure that your brush doesn't go onto this front face, you want to make sure that you're kind of like painting, sweeping off the edges. And when you go to this edge, you kind of sweep this way. Same on this edge, just sweep it towards the edge. Cover the full face rather than the edges. Okay, so I'll put this one to one side and bring it across the wall. Okay, so this is the one I painted earlier, and it's already had one coat that's dry. So all I case of need to really do now is just put a little bit more black just over the hinges. And that should be sufficient. Okay, so now I'm just bringing across the Admiralty paints, the red ochre, and same again. Just get a good shake up. I actually dropped little nuts inside these ones. I actually got one here, but it should still be okay. So I'm just making sure that my paintbrush is nice and dry from the black. Take the one that's already been drying. Okay, because these are end grain, it's not quite as easy to paint as obviously the smooth sided grain. And the same again, you kind of like sweeping along the edge. keep rotating it. And then just fill in the bottom. As you can see, you can start to see them planks now. On one slightly raised the other. And I just think it looks a little bit more realistic than just using a block of 10mm. So pretty much by the time you've gone around with the first coat, you should be pretty much dry and ready to go around with the second. If you're painting something quite miniature, I mean, like I say, there's probably people watch this who probably think, I know how to paint. But you're just making sure that you're resting one hand against the other, and that takes all the weight. So pretty much all you're then doing is just moving the paintbrush back. Because what you get sometimes, if you like painting freehand, you can kind of, especially as you get a little bit older, you can kind of, start to have a little bit of hand wobble. So I've got like 2 points of like support here. I'm like resting my elbow kind of on the corner of the desk, and then I've also got my little finger resting on my other hand. We do at the bottom, it don't really matter. You haven't really got to worry about running off the edges. Okay, so that's the first gun port lid all painted up. Okay, so that's pretty much one of about 100 gun port lids that need doing. What I'm going to do now is bring Victory down and we'll show you how to fit this to the hull. Okay, so I've got Victory back down the shelf. I've been recently covering it with a sheet because all the sanding and sawing are doing this workroom. When I've been taking the Victory off the shelf, it's been covered in a little bit of dust. So now we're going to move on to fitting these gun port lids. I've already fitted one, and that's mainly for the case of that'll be dry for the next stage. So with these gun port lids, I'm actually, because I'm a little bit concerned that they could get snapped off at a later point, I'm actually going to glue these on with a 2-part epoxy resin. Okay, so I've just got my window open for this section, so you might have heard a little bit of background noise. So I'm just going to take one of the little gun port lids, and I'm actually going to leave it on the cocktail stick. And I'm just going to take a little bit of the 2 parts epoxy. I'm just going to rub some just on these little hinges, and just a little bit along this back edge as well. Okay, so I'm leaving it on the cocktail stick because it's sort of like easy to just manoeuvre on this. So we're going into this this next gun port. I'm just going to fit it slightly under there so then it fits nice. Just going to hold that there for a few seconds. I'm just going to take a little bit of this masking tape, and I'm just going to press it on there, and it should stop the gun port lid from slipping down. And just keep adjusting it and moving it slightly until you're happy with the overall position. Okay, so while that one's drying, we can move on to the first one I fitted. Okay, so now I just want to add the rope that would open the gun port lid, and I marked these a long time ago when I was working on the hull, so I could just see the little marks. I'm just going to re-drill the holes. So let's take this 1mm rope that we got. I've just applied a little bit of beeswax just to make it a little bit easier for it to go in and out of these holes. So now I'm just going to take the other end, just feed it through the hole we drilled in the gun port lid. I'm just going to cut that a little bit longer if needed. So I'm just going to take this second piece, feed. So I just fed this second piece in. Quite tricky this. I think obviously when I do the next ports, I'll actually feed a little bit of rope in first. Okay, so we can just pull this one a little bit tighter. Okay, and just to seal these ropes, I'm just going to drop in a little bit of watered down PVA. Same again, just let the capillary reaction take it into the holes, and this will dry nice and clear. I'll just take a cotton bud, I'll just take off some of the excess. Just leave the rest to dry. Okay, so when these are fully dry, just take a razor sharp knife, cut these off, and that's one of many gun port lids fitted. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up for today's video. I've just finished off the final gun port lid that we finished. We've just got the rest of the hull to do, so I'm going to keep me busy for a while. Before you all leave, I'd just like to mention that I recently opened up a Patreon account. So if you enjoy my channel, enjoy watching me build the Victory, the Yamato and the Spitfire, and you'd like to consider supporting me and supporting the channel going forward in new projects, that would be absolutely fantastic. And also it'll give you a little bit more access to, private chat with obviously me as well, and if there's any questions that you'd like to ask, or it'll give you more options as well for future projects going down the line, because I've got loads of projects going around in my own mind that I want to do, but there's also I'd like to get some feedback from yourself. So obviously with being on Patreon, that'll give you a little bit more access to obviously questions to me, and also give you access to earlier videos, because some of the videos I'll release earlier on Patreon than I do on YouTube, and there'll also be some private videos that I only put on just for Patreon as well. And that'll be mainly little projects where I'm obviously like building some kind of jig, or I'm making some kind of tool, like I made the scraper tool for the mouldings. Because like I say, I've always got little projects going off in my mind. So that's pretty much it for today. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, and I'll see you all next time.